So the author of Rent-a-Girlfriend, Reiji Miyajima, has finally done it. He has solidified his manga spot as one of the worst romance manga of all time. He solidified his main character, Kazuya, as one of the worst main characters of all time. And he has destroyed the hopes of anybody who was still coping and thought that Kazuya would actually redeem himself, and after spending tens of thousands of dollars on a girl to pretend to be his girlfriend, actually end up getting that girl. So I'm sure for any of you guys who have been keeping up with Rent-a-Girlfriend, you already know what I'm talking about, and for those of you who haven't been keeping up with it, good, it's a pretty terrible manga. But to summarize what happened, it looks like the ending chapter for this manga got leaked, and after everything, all the trials and tribulations, all of the accusations and embarrassing moments, and Kazuya just being incredibly cringe and an irredeemably bad character, for anyone that was holding out hope that this manga could end in a good way, that it could have an ending that could be described as anything but a train wreck, Miyajima said, "Hold my body pillow," and dropped an ending sequence so bad I almost feel sorry for the people who decided to read this story chapter after chapter, week after week, just because they wanted to see the ending. The sunken cost fallacy strikes again. Because if I'm being honest, right, I dropped this a long time ago. When the first season of the anime came out, I knew nothing about the story, and I was just watching the anime. I thought it had a lot of potential, and I thought that things would turn around. I didn't think Kazuya was going to be a complete loser forever. I was thinking you start off with this guy who's very insecure, and he has to pay for a girlfriend so he can seem like he's not a loser. But then as time goes on, he'll realize that something like that is bad and it's not genuine, and he shouldn't be doing things like that, and he should focus on improving himself and actually loving himself, you know, working on being a better man, and then finding somebody who can actually appreciate him for who he is, and maybe that would be the girl who he previously used to pay for the girlfriend services. And I feel like that would have been a pretty good message, a story that could have uplifted a lot of guys that maybe are in a similar situation. Well, hopefully not a similar situation, but I guess just having low self-esteem and thinking that they're not good enough, but also wanting to have an outward image that they're having success with dating, especially to their family who keep asking them about that. I never thought it was going to devolve into slop where this guy Kazuya just does the unthinkable and dumps copious amounts of money into this fake girlfriend, continuing to chase the idea that maybe she'll like him and maybe he'll be able to get into a relationship with her, only for all of that to fail in the saddest way. Like really, the ending here is just like a wet fart. Project dump thousands of dollars into a girl that doesn't like me and still get rejected at the end of it has failed. And there's gotta be people who love this manga. Like there's just somebody out there who really does enjoy this, because as many people as I see saying that they only watch it because they know it's a train wreck and they want to see the crash, I still just believe there's gotta be something deeper there, because I don't see other projects that are just like terrible and people say that they're terrible, but they continue to read them chapter after chapter, volume after volume. I mean, I'd love to know if there's some other manga out there that people do that with, but usually people stick with the stuff that's actually good. I guess it might have been the fact that people were fooled into watching the anime like myself, and they were thinking that there's no way this guy Kazuya stays a loser forever, so I'm going to read the manga and hopefully I can see some progress and they can actually get into a relationship. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. And the reactions to this have been pretty funny. People just dunking on the manga readers, myself included. I have a few friends that are still reading this slop, I'm not gonna lie. As we can see in tweets like this, bro helped her achieve her life dream, paid her rent, paid her food, gave her emotional support when needed, yet he got rejected. Bro never had a chance. And that's exactly true. He spent all that money on her, was always there for her, was obsessed with her pretty much. I mean, the guy was used more than a service dog, and he was a stepping stone for her achieving her dream, and she didn't even really do anything for him at the end of the day. The only thing she sucked dry were his pockets. Even after all this, she still rejected him. I think we all need an updated calculation of exactly how much money Kazuya has spent on Chizuru. I just know it's gonna be an insane number, like multiple years of a salary. And this guy said this is why Ruka was the correct choice. And to be honest, that's another gripe that I had with this series. It's that nobody would actually want to be with a guy who's this much of a loser, who doesn't value himself at all and doesn't do anything to improve. So Ruka's existence and how she's so much into Kazuya and actually a cute girl, and then Kazuya who really doesn't have options and obviously isn't desired by girls, rejecting Ruka's advances, it's just multiple things that would not happen in real life. And I mean like not even remotely believable things. just thrown into the manga for like no conceivable reason. Like, as cringe as Ruka can be trying to force herself onto Kazuya, I think if most guys were in a position where they're going for a girl, spending money on that girl, and that girl is showing no real interest in them, that they would probably go for the cute girl who is showing a lot of interest in them and really wants to be with them. And apparently after bro gets rejected, this is his reaction. Oh, yeah, well, that's life. I mean, I just don't know what to say, man. If I say what I think, I'll be suspended 6 months. Like, this guy Kazuya might be the worst main character of any kind of manga I've read, anime that I've watched. He's such a worthless, spineless little worm, bro. And it really is made worse by the fact that Ruka is obsessed over him. Like, that's just not what would happen with this kind of person. So there you go. Absolute ass. Complete slop. But I guess we don't know for sure what's gonna happen from here. If it's the last chapter, then good. People can finally move on. We can put this sunken cost fallacy to rest that you have to keep reading it because you're already this far in. And oh, I just want to see what happens. But if not, maybe the author can milk Kazuya being a pathetic loser for hundreds of more chapters. I mean, who knows, man? It would be hilarious if the author is just so in love with his own character Chizuru that he's not going to let his main character of his manga get with her. Because that's a theory that I've seen, and honestly, it might be the truth. Who knows? But that's all I have for this video. I will put up this post though. Horimiya and Blue Box for anybody who actually wants to watch a good romance anime. And there's Kimi ni Todoke, there's Lovely Complex. If you're trying to escape reading Rent a Girlfriend weekly and you just need to wane yourself off of it by actually reading something good or watching a good anime, then you can ask me for recommendations. It's not worth going down this path and continuing to support this slop. But anyway, if you like this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.